Just
No?
overall thoughts on your group through the first couple weeks?
Awesome.
What stands out to you about how awesome they are?
I think it's if you look at the guys that are there now. Now you got Bill and you got Tai Tai. You got some guys that have played some real minutes from last year. Obviously, they were in the starting rotation, and you got other guys that have also taken some reps there. So we definitely got some experience. I'm glad. I'm really happy with the room. I think they did a nice job of recruiting, Jason and Nansen. So I'm just excited because they're experienced guys. They know the lay of the land, and then I've also got Coach Nichols and Coach Teddy, who's been here all 3 years. So they've been very helpful in my transition here. But those guys know how to play. Just got to get them in the right place at the right time and go.
Why do you think Tai Tai is so effective as an inside and outside guy?
I think because he's a big guy, right? He's about 260 now, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And he's strong and smart and savvy, and he's got that football IQ. Knows where to get lined up, understands how to align so therefore he can execute, as opposed to, because you have those players that are developmental players, and they know exactly what I call the conscious competence. Yeah, unconscious players. Sometimes guys do things so right that they're wrong, but he's one of those guys that have that innate ability to play.
How much has a guy like Bill Nolan helped, not only having him on the field, but kind of move everybody along in terms of this is what we need to be doing, getting everybody lined up and everything like that?
Oh yeah, I think because Bill's smart. He's like 4.0 right now in the current semester. Now I don't know what his cumulative is in terms, but I don't think he's had any issues academically. But Bill brings experience. He brings knowledge, and he's one of those guys as well that's got that innate ability to line up and then be able to align to execute. Right? When it's a passing situation, and you align yourself a little bit with width. If it's a running situation, then you crowd the line of scrimmage and try to be on their side of the ball. And that's the thing. What we've done, what myself and Coach Aquina and the rest of our staff is, what I did or what we did is just bring a more of a what do you call? I'm drawing a blank right now. Sorry. More of a attack front, as opposed to sitting there and canceling or holding gaps. So we're more, again, the only things that have changed is just the mindset. We want to play on their side of the ball.
So I know, last year, different staff, but there were a lot of defensive linemen that were, shuttling in and out.
Yeah.
A lot of those players are gone.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the rotation, and what's like an ideal number for you guys that you want to use on a daily basis?
I think some of my best years at Oregon State, many moons ago, I think 10, 11, 12, if I can get that. But it's tough now, right? Because everyone goes tempo, and back then when it was still, I think it was still Pac-10. Everybody gets in the huddle, so you get the sub. And now you can't do that. So now it's almost your best 10, your best 8 maybe. Because when they see us substitute, and obviously there are certain situations when they go tempo, so we don't have the opportunity to substitute. But yeah.
Is there a disadvantage in any way to the attack approach rather than the gap filling, like something that you're giving up by getting onto their side of the line?
I don't know. That's a good question. I've never looked at that, to be honest with you. Because all I've ever cared about was just path of least resistance and just go.
So then what's the benefit
So-
to doing that rather than the filling the gap?
I think the benefit is you, you force the offense to tighten the splits. I got a double. I think if you're playing on their side of the ball, two things will occur. Number one, you'll make the play in the backfield, or number two, you'll get two guys to block you, right? And if you're on that side of the ball, it's a little bit more defined with linebackers coming downhill and they know exactly what's going on, because the big word for me is to be decisive, right? So if you're in the A gap, be vertical in the A gap. That is defined by the hip. And again, I'm not a big gap guy. I'm a big just play in that area. Whatever that area that between the guard and center, or the guard and tackle, and then be able to play on their side of the ball. You've heard coaches talk about that deal in terms of playing, 2 yards on their side of the ball. To me, I don't have a 2 yards. I have just, the ability to rush the passer and at the same time defend the run. And I think, that's for me. That's all I've ever been. And so we'll see.
With the portal opening up soon, would you like to add more depth to your group? Or how do you feel about it?
That's a good question. Yeah, we'll come together as a staff and see what's going on with that portal. Because you never know. Guys show up and guys leave, and all I know is tomorrow is Wednesday and we have film, and we'll go forward.
Isaiah Johnson seems like a guy who's really ascended. What have you seen out of him?
Zay?
Yeah.
Loved it. I love Zay. Now Zay knows how to play on people on the vertical side. I mean, he knows how to get vertical on that side of the ball, and he's been for everybody, it's been a pleasant surprise. But for me, a couple of plays I see early on with him, then okay, he gets it. Zay, and then Chuba. Chuba is relentless. Like I always tell Bill, no one should be able to block you. And I think this will be an advantage for him because, that's what they do in the NFL. They align with width, and their angle of departure goes like this. And that's kind of what we're trying to do, is to be able to play on your opponent's side of the ball.
Are those guys all nose tackles? Bill and Chuba and Isaiah?
Yeah, they're tackles.
Okay.
Yeah. They're
Some do the nose and the three technique, or do you do that? Or
No, I don't. Yeah, they're all tackles and DNs to me. Yeah. Right.
How does a guy like Trey Smith help bring this group along? And you obviously have an experience with him at San Jose State.
Yeah, Trey Smith's a scary dude, though. I don't know if you guys have watched practice of late, but yeah. He's exactly what I thought he was going to be when he came here. So.
Coach Brennan mentioned that you guys' coaching staff is obviously going into this not really knowing a lot of the players. So what are you doing to kind of build relationships with them?
Oh, meetings. Yeah. I don't have a house yet. I actually am living with a former Arizona coach, Rich Ellison. I don't know if you guys know him. There's a Swarm Days back then. But, yeah, I live with him right now up the road. But in terms of that deal, the minute I get my house, I'm going to have them over. Now we just meet. We sit together in those meals. We have meetings, and sometimes we don't talk about football. We just talk about everything else but football. But it's been awesome. What a great group of kids. What a great group of men. I'm sorry, not kids. Yeah, yeah. It's been a really, really, really good. For first couple of months, or first month there. I don't know how long I've been there. Sorry.